FPL Game Week 31 is a blank game week for some of the most popular assets in the entire game. I've been preparing for this and my Game Week 31 team is ready to dominate. We're also going to take a look at my up-and-coming chip strategy where I'm going to use all 3 of my remaining chips in 3 consecutive game weeks. So, let's get into this. Welcome back to the FPL Moogs YouTube channel and welcome to today's transfer plans video for blank game week 31. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already and don't forget to like today's video as well. It's going to take you 2 seconds to do. It's one of the best ways you can support my small FPL channel. Let's aim for 12 likes on today's video. We're starting with a review of actually the current game week of game week 30 with Brentford and Wolves still to play tonight. I've got Dango and Thiago who hopefully can turn my very small red arrow into a nice green one for the game week. Overall, though, the kind of theme with Game Week 30 was just disappointment. Firstly, it comes within the defence, particularly with Timber. Timber coming off injured is just something you can't really predict. And when you've got other Arsenal assets that got the clean sheet there, it's just not great to see. Van Dijk as well, conceding in the last dying moments of his good, well, apparently good fixture of Spurs at home. Turns out they just drew 1-1. What can you do about it, though? It just hurts that a little bit more when you see Anderson and Rodon with 7 and 8 points sat on the bench. What could have been if I just played those 2 players instead? But some positives from the defence. David Raya, instead of getting 2 or 6 points, decided to give me 7 this game week, so I really can't complain with that. Gabriel, a 9-pointer. I mean, it's Gabriel. He just does what he wants. I think he's due a goal in the coming game weeks as well. It's been a while since he's scored from a corner, hasn't it? But the real disappointment comes with Mohamed Salah. Of course, we spoke briefly last game week about potentially bringing him in and captaining him for game week 30, which we actually went ahead and did. Sold Erling Haaland, sold Elliot Anderson, and bought Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Mohamed Salah, captaining Mo Salah, for his wonderful 1-pointer. Yep, he didn't even start. What is that about? Seriously. Coming off early in the Champions League, all of the predicted lineups and predicted lineups that I really trust, actually, signalling that Mohamed Salah would start against Spurs. We went for the decision, but sadly, it didn't pay off. He was sat on the bench, and in all honesty, even if he did start within this game, I don't think the result will be any different. Liverpool are really lackluster within the game, and overall, really disappointing, apart from his teammate, Dominic Szoboszlai. He has been brilliant for me this season. 11 points in the game. Of course, the free kick he scored really should have been saved by Vicario, but when you've got a Spurs keeper in goal, those things just go in apparently these days. So happy to get 11 points from him, from the 11% owned Dominic Szoboszlai, nicely increasing my rank, but the rest of the team not really doing enough to get me over that green arrow threshold. The Bournemouth assets, Tavernier and Evan Nielsen blanking, only coming away with a clean sheet. Tavernier with that 1 extra point. Bruno Fernandes, though, my vice captain, and it was my actual captain for a good amount of time until we made the Mo Salah move late on Friday evening. 10 points against Villa at home. He is just the best FPL asset in the entire game. Actually, maybe not with the doubles and blanks coming up, because he might not double in the next couple of weeks, but still, he's been such a great asset for me this season, especially when people doubted him at the start, and I trusted a lot in him. Absolutely fantastic for me. But tonight, Brentford play Wolves at home. Hopefully the boys can come away with some amount of attack and returns and really boost my rank. Hopefully, even if it is just a little green arrow, I'll be happy. But let's see if we can get a goal from Dango. Let's see if Thiago can continue this amazing season. But let's move now to how we plan to navigate blank game week 31. Blank game week 31 is confirmed for Arsenal and Wolves currently, and Man City and Crystal Palace are likely to join them blanking in game week 31. I do have to add, though, there is a very, very small chance that Manchester City and Crystal Palace's fixture gets placed back into game week 31. Now, what that requires is Manchester City get out of Europe, as well as Crystal Palace, as well as the Premier League placing their fixture back into game week 31. All of those things together, I just can't see it happening personally. I can expect Man City to lose in Europe. Crystal Palace were kind of on the edge of things. We really don't know, especially travelling away from home. I do think they could get knocked out, but the fixture being placed back into that game week, I'm just not too sure I can see it. So we'll have to wait and see on those two teams. But for my team this week, it doesn't really matter that much. As you can see, I've planned ahead quite a bit, and I have a full starting 11 as well as one substitution for the blank game week in Evan Nielsen. My team as a whole, it's the case we've just dead-ended into game week 31 with my chip strategy to follow in game week 32, which we'll cover in just a few minutes here. We'll cover the team first though. Dubravka in net doesn't feel as strong, of course, with Fulham away from home. It wouldn't surprise me if Fulham went ahead and scored a few past them, but Burnley have looked a little bit better in recent weeks, but not to the level where I'm confident Dubravka gets a clean sheet in the game. And in fact, I could buy Harry Wilson this week anyway to have the Burnley at home fixture. Rodon and Calvert-Lewin doesn't feel as good to play this week. Calvert-Lewin a little bit better than Rodon, but of course I have Dango and Igor Thiago to play Leeds away from home because I know it's a good fixture. Hopefully Rodon can come away with defensive contributions in the game. Virgil van Dijk as well sat there. It's really hard to tell what Liverpool we're going to get. There's no point in doing any transfers in the defence, for my opinion. I'm going to want Gabriel and Timber and most likely David Raya again on my wildcard in game week 32. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how that develops. We'll look into the midfield now. Dango, we spoke about. Mohamed Salah, not going to be my captain against Brighton away from home. That was the plan anyway, even, before the not starting against Spurs. Bruno Fernandes, I think, is the best captain of the game week in any case. Bournemouth away from home is his fixture. Szoboszlai feels okay in any given game week. Defensive contributions, free kicks. He just is a really great asset in my eyes. Tavernier against Manchester United at home. It's another one of those fixtures for him where it doesn't feel good on paper, but the fact he's got penalties, a lot of set pieces, and a lot of attacking involvement, he could come away with something in the game. But Manchester United do look a really good side at the moment in the Premier League. Calvert-Lewin, we spoke about. Brentford at home isn't that bad. On pens, should be getting a lot of minutes. We'll see how it goes. Of course, I needed a cheap striker to replace Erling Haaland last game week, and that is who we fell on with a decent fixture this week. And of course, we spoke about Thiago. Leeds away is not a bad fixture in any way, shape, or form. We'll move on to this graphic here, though, where we're just going to briefly go over my up-and-coming chip strategy from game week 31, obviously, to game week 34. Now, we'll use this fixture chart here with Planet FPL's predicted fixture list here. Of course, 31, we predict that we know Arsenal and Wolves blank, and we are predicting City and Palace blank. It's very unlikely their fixture goes back into the game week. Game week 32 will be a wildcard week, taking this team that we've dead-ended and getting a brand new fresh one for game week 32. This is because we plan in game week 33, when it's going to be a nice double game week, to bench boost and have a full set of 15 players, or maybe even 14 players with my current squad I've got for that doubling, which could be absolutely season changing. It could really, really boost my rank up massively, especially when other people have used their bench boost chip a bit earlier within the second half of the season. So, of course, skipping to that, double game week for a few teams there, which would then come into a blank game week in game week 34, where I plan to use my free hit, get rid of the assets who had the double in the previous week, get some players who actually have good fixtures. We've got Bournemouth with Leeds at home. We've got Everton with West Ham, although West Ham do look a lot better in recent weeks. We're not going to be touching Spurs assets, unfortunately. Sunderland, looking at Dan Ballard, maybe an Enzo Lefebvre within that fixture. It's going to be a pretty good game week for free hit, in my opinion. Probably the best free hit opportunity in the back half of the season. But yeah, that is my chip strategy currently, and how we're going to navigate the next few weeks. I really just wanted to dead end into game week 31. I highly doubt my chip strategy will change in the slightest in the coming weeks. We'll have to see how many doubles we actually get, but I still think it's a really good strategy to end the season with, and hopefully it massively boosts my rank up. But that's the current team for game week 31, for blank game week 31. Let me know in the comments what you're doing for the blank game week. Are you in desperate need of your questions being answered? Well, drop them in the comments and I will definitely answer them. I'll reply to every single comment if you didn't already know, so drop them down below. Just a quick outro to today's video. My work and personal life has been a bit crazy lately, so there hasn't been as much FPL content, but this week I can assure you I can squeeze in a few more videos for you guys at home, as well as a deadline stream this Friday, which I'm really looking forward to. If you did enjoy this video though, make sure you've dropped a like, and if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for future FPL content and FPL streams. But that is everything for today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.